Hello and welcome to the Nonsense Chronicles. This is Doug Sashery, and as always, I'm joined by, and to my left again,
Rob Indiola.
Yay! Hey Rob, what's up on this pleasant Sunday?
Man, it's birthday weekend for me, 54. I made it.
You did.
I did.
That's right. It was birthday yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's CJ's birthday is today. So
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Talked to him today too.
Very cool.
Yeah, it's birthday weekend, and I think he is right around the same age as you.
I think so, yeah.
He's either 54 or 52. I can't remember
Okay.
which one.
Yeah.
I think he's 52.
Okay.
Yeah, because he looked at me and goes, "I thought you were 48." I'm like, "No, man. Thanks for making me feel good." But that's because I don't put toxins in my body,
Yeah.
allegedly.
So you're running a little behind today, Doug. What's going on?
Just as mentioned, even though we had a time change, for some reason, the wife went down to Galveston with a friend of hers that came in, and another friend joined them, and they went and they saw Scotty's wife, Courtney, down in Galveston.
Oh, cool.
She's there doing her Jet Set bartender deal down
Nice.
in Bike Week there, and it's one of the events she does every year. And they got in, I don't know, 10-ish or so, and I had cooked for them. And but for some reason, I guess it's because I've been out after that tooth surgery a little bit, and I haven't exercised, and I just couldn't sleep. Well, I went to bed 2 different times, and I ended up not falling asleep till after the sun was up this morning. Wow. And we had an extra hour time change. It didn't matter. None of those hours I could sleep, so I got up.
I've never made it out to Bike Week in Galveston.
I
Now we have a fur baby, so it's kind of hard to get out.
That's right.
And we have somebody on the line now that has a baby too, not a fur baby.
Do we really? How do you know that? That baby may be covered like it may be like a Planet of the Apes kid. You never can tell.
I doubt it.
No, I've
seen pictures.
Might be like Ed Asner, but like as a small baby, and nobody will get that joke that's young. So it's,
Doug, who do we have?
I don't know. We have Jordan Lane, him of Lucid Illusions.
Local band.
Yes. Hello, awesome. Jordan.
Hello, everybody. How's it going?
And
good.
Good. And he's not just local, man. Today, music is music of the world. He does
have his music out there.
That's right. It's everywhere. Yeah. And I would say, and we've talked to him before, but I would say he's they're on the front end of a few young bands that are coming up in Houston. And when I say young, they're in the 20s, and down that are really hot with a bullet, like they're going to catch fire. If there's fire to be caught, you always have to be caught in the right spot. But Jordan's at that tender age of 27 where anything can happen at that age. Right, Jordan?
Yes, sir. Yes, indeed.
He thinks I'm going to put a bad luck spell on him.
I know, right? I'm over here like,
yeah. Let's not talk about it.
Let's not talk about 27.
God, what a jerk, man! Doug was just saying that. But no, Jordan also, like I said, he has new baby. How's new baby, man?
New baby is perfect. She is so precious.
Wow.
It's crazy what a baby does to your mindset. And I've heard everyone talk about it, but to actually experience it, it's something totally just out there. It's out of this world, and I love it. I love it. I wouldn't trade it for the world.
That's right. You caught that the same time as my eldest made me a grandfather for the first time. So yeah, y'all will get a big dose of now you see. And you know what the thing will be? Yeah. The thing will be this. It won't be right away on this, but when that kid gets, I think maybe 5, 6, 7, somewhere in there, you will say to yourself, God, my parents are a lot better than I ever gave them credit for, because you just understand that there's not enough time in the day.
Jordan has awesome parents, though.
He does have awesome parents.
I do have awesome parents.
Yeah. But like I said, he will.
They drive me crazy sometimes, but they are.
See, I know. Yeah, I knew that. Really that's what the point I was going.
That's their job, though.
He will understand that even more so now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyway, today we're talking music, and this is something that I think we're going to do on a regular basis because I like it. And this is out there for a lot of my friends out there. And I mean, it's for several reasons. But to me, the big thing is why I like cover bands and I like tribute bands. I have some friends, some older friends out there, especially that that's all they know. Like they go and they still listen to the same music that we listened to in the 80s, or maybe it's somebody in the 90s. I'm telling them, expand in your music. Like I told you years ago.
It's weird how many people are like stuck in like a genre.
Yeah, I mean, trust me, I love that stuff, and I love tributes and
Same
covers. Here. And I love because a lot of bands, I love the original bands, play a cover. Most of them do, if not all. Yeah. And but it wasn't until 2010, 11 when I started going out to see live music again. And this was the first time going to see original music, which I thought, this is going to... No, I mean, all of these bands had something to contribute, man. And then you just like, my God, I didn't realize that there was this much great music out there without even pulling from the well-knowns. I mean, man, this is fantastic. And I think this is a good tool. What we decide to do is name a few bands each time we do this and pick one song from that band and tell somebody that had listened to it, use that song as a draw thing. I think this song will be a draw for this band. If this person out here hears this band, let them listen to this song first, and this might draw them in. And that's the point of this, is to introduce new music. Now, granted, every once in a while we'll have somebody from the old guard maybe that has new music out. You still listen to their old stuff. We'll do that too. But I think a big hand on this is going to be stuff, maybe artists you haven't heard of before, but you need to check out. Jordan's band Lucid Illusion is fantastic. Yeah. I was going to name them eventually, but I was, before we even thought that we would have Jordan on today, I was going to make specific note that we will be doing this more than once, because if I didn't cover them or somebody like 307 or something, I'm like...
Well, maybe Jordan give us a rundown of who's who in the local scene right now that we should be looking for.
Well, yeah, because... but let me tell you what I was saying, and if Jordan does this, it's going to be the same. He's going to have the same ring around his neck, and he's not necessarily going to be with us next time. The thing I was going to say...
I'm just saying, just for the...
Look, you want to fight right here like our last episode when we swung? No, no. What I'm saying is, we won't name everybody in every episode. It would be too easy to do that. So don't get offended if you don't hear yourself. If I know you're out there, because
all right, you heard it. That's Doug.
That's right.
I'm limiting the rules.
I'm limiting because I want you to focus. And, focus, like my wife knows, I got a focus of about a half second, and then I'm gone. I want people to focus on what we're going to feed them today. Okay. We might give you up to 3 bands each with a song or maybe a second song from that band. Focus on that. Give it a taste. If it's for you, good. I mean, if you get one new band out of any of this, I think that's a good ad, because you get new music that you haven't even heard of before. But because I'm selfish and it's all about me.
It's all about you.
I'm gonna start it off first, and
all right,
because I have something actually to look up while y'all are doing y'all. So that's really the reason. But I wanted to hide it behind me being out front. The first band I was going to do it's a band out of Louisiana. It's a band called Voice of the Enemy. They've got new music that's getting ready to come out. I think I know there's a bunch of music by bands I know coming out after the first of the year. I think their new music comes out after the first of the year, and we'll have them on the show actually. But Voice of the Enemy has music out already, and I would tell you to go and listen to. It's a 3-piece band. I would tell you to go and listen to 2 songs. One song is a song called Burn, and there's another song called Heretic. And they are both fantastic. Burn is a very slow-moving song, and it's just got... their singer is like Jordan. He leads, and he plays guitar. In fact, I call him Fake Jesus because that's what he looks like. But but he's also got a doctorate. He's also a professor at a college. So,
wow.
but
Oh wow.
yeah, and Burn is a slower song with some teeth to it, man. It is a really good, but and Heretic is just it's hard driving. I love it, but
It's hard,
yeah,
like hard rock.
Yeah,
okay.
definitely. This is definitely rock.
So a little heavy.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool. Got some grit.
How hard is the rock?
I will say that this second song has definitely got some teeth, some grind to it. Yeah.
Bruce Springsteen or AC/DC?
It's more the that ACD. It's not the it's not the
Death
guttural
metal.
Yeah, it's not death metal, no. But
Cool, some heavy rock.
yeah,
I
some
like
good heavy rock. But like I said,
right.
they're lyrically it's very strong, and the music is very very good. But yeah, give Voice of the Enemy. The songs are Burn and Heretic. Give them a try.
Okay. And they're touring.
All right.
National band.
They are a touring when they can band out of Louisiana.
Okay.
Sometimes you see them, sometimes you don't. They do shorter. They don't do the big tours. I guess they would.
So are they more like a regional band?
Yeah, they're more of a regional band.
Okay.
But man, I think they have a skill set. That they have the ability to go further than that. Now, whether Jordan, whether you do or not, that's
You've never heard of them, Jordan?
No, sir, I haven't.
You've heard of the other LA, right?
Yes, I have heard of them.
Well, the front man of Voice of the Enemy, he played with the other LA for a point of the time when they were in, and CJ Pierce had produced their first record, and yeah, that's how I met him originally, and
that makes sense.
Yeah, and I've caught him doing his stuff out there. That I've caught him in Baton Rouge as well. He's they're based out of like Hammond area, Mandeville, north of New Orleans, right north of the lake. So, by the way, who's got snow on their line? Is it Jordan?
Oh yeah, that was me. I was outside. It started raining, so
thanks a lot, man.
Sorry about that.
Thanks for ruining our podcast.
Sorry.
I'm messing with you, man.
It came out of nowhere.
It happens, dude. All right, Jordan as our guest, which we should let you go first, but we all know I'm selfish. Jordan, give me a band and give me a song by a band.
Okay, I'm gonna start with a band called Foxy Shazam, and the song that I think everyone should listen to first is "Welcome to the Church of Rock and Roll."
Did you say Wait, excuse me. Did you say Foxy or Boxy?
Foxy.
Foxy. Foxy.
Yeah.
Foxy
Correct.
Shazam.
Foxy Shazam. Yeah.
Wow.
I first discovered this band. I think I was around 14, maybe. So they've been around for a little while.
Okay,
cool. They took a hiatus and came back. But this band is very much an in-your-face kind of band. The lead singer, he reminds me of Freddie Mercury, but with his own twist, if that makes sense.
That's pretty big.
He's got a very, very high-pitched voice. Like when he speaks, his voice is probably 2 octaves higher than my speaking voice. It's a very high-pitched voice. And I'm just, estimating, but very high-pitched voice. You would think the dude is like a chick almost,
I love that, though.
He's got like that kind of voice. And I I don't mean that in any kind of bad way. It works well for him. But it comes out in his singing too, because the dude can hit some really high notes.
Yeah.
The music is definitely rock and roll, but it's definitely got some glam elements. I would definitely say you can hear some Queen in there.
Nice.
But it's just it's good stuff. It's really good stuff. And they're, like I said, they're in your face. They've got songs that reference all kinds of fun things. I'll leave it at that. But definitely a band that I think people should check out.
Cool.
Most definitely.
Yeah, I like that.
Do you know where they're out of? Did you say?
I do not. I
Okay.
don't know where they're out of.
Cool.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm not sure.
We'll look them up.
Yeah, definitely. That's definitely, like I said, these are little pieces of cake. Like I said, giving a band a song, a song, an intro song that somebody can say, "Man, I like this. Give me some more." So I think that's really a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree. When you said you were doing this, I thought it was brilliant. Because like it gives me a chance to highlight these bands too. Because like Foxy Shazam, they've toured nationally several times, but I feel like they just never got the recognition they deserve. So it's a great opportunity to give a lot of bands recognition.
Well, it is, and I did warn him ahead of time. I told him, do not be a homer. I said we're gonna have lots of time to get the bands because if we only went with as well as I do, if we said I want you to listen to this band, then I would name 3 bands that are real close to me. No, I'm not going to do that. I could, and I told Jordan I had some stuff of theirs I want to do, but I probably wasn't going to do it on the show. I knew I was going to lead off with who I led off with, and because I wanted to be like that. We have plenty of time to do.
Well, I won't break the rules, Doug.
Oh, I'll break.
I promise.
But yeah, at first I was going to tell.
I don't need to go to the dentist.
No. I was going to start the podcast saying we're going to introduce Jordan and then say, let's talk about what we don't like about local venues, and then like get Jordan in trouble.
Yeah,
Man, they're banned from playing.
Oh yeah, let's do that.
well, maybe Doug can connect with Foxy Shazam the next time he's in Ohio. They're from Ohio.
What part?
Cincinnati.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, I can do that.
Cincinnati, Ohio.
Yeah. I wonder if they're still active.
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay.
As of 2020,
yeah, they are active as of yeah.
In fact, my
they started in 2004.
Between our friends and the Kentucky band from Somerset, we just had on. That I can't remember right now.
I've heard of them.
Between them and the Lonely Ones, that
Shades of Raven.
Between Shades of Raven and the Lonely Ones, maybe one or the others played with them.
Yeah, I have to check that out.
So yeah, okay,
very cool.
Challenge accepted.
I'll screenshot.
Hey,
that.
if you get to talk to them, I would love a chance to, maybe find a way to open up for that.
Yeah.
Just throwing that out there.
Hey, we can
bring them down here.
Yeah, we can do that little podcast. We can have you on the podcast when we do that.
Let's do that.
Yeah. All right.
Well, much appreciated.
All right. Now I will go to Rob.
All right. I'm gonna just go one because Jordan's on here. I'm gonna go with this one. And every time I hear this on the radio, I'm like, man, that sounds like Lucid Illusions.
Oh yeah, you told me this. You shared this with me. Go ahead.
So and I really dig it. It's a cool song. It's got a nice vibe, like Lucid Illusions has. Jordan, when he sings, he always gives you that like fun energy. And
thank you.
This band is called The Moss, and the song is The Place That Makes Me Happy.
Yeah, I had
2023 release.
Okay.
I had never heard of that band until.
Have you ever heard that, Jordan?
I've never heard of them.
Wow.
Did you say the moths, as in like
MOS?
Like the little bug that flies around?
No, MOSS.
Oh, the moss.
Yeah.
Like Kate Moss.
Yeah. And,
yeah.
And it is good, Jordan. They have that same upbeat beat like y'all have. Man.
Yeah, I actually sent it to Doug, and he's like, yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got that upbeat.
I would definitely love to check that out.
Upbeat rock. It just sounds very cool. Yeah. And I haven't dug into their like a lot of their music, but yeah, from what I can hear, they're pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I think.
And they're out of Utah, I believe.
Utah.
Originally from Hawaii, but now out of Utah, Salt Lake City.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's a big jump.
How does that work?
I know.
I guess they wanted to be in the mainland, so to speak. So
yeah, they don't look Hawaiian, so maybe they were like transplants. Maybe came back home. Yeah.
Yeah, who knows?
They look like a cool group of guys. Yeah, but give them a look.
Yeah, definitely.
We'll do.
And everybody I've ever mentioned them to, nobody's like, oh, I've never heard of them.
There's just so much
And
music.
that's so crazy. That blows my mind.
That's the thing is, this is what this is about. It's putting that on a spoon and feeding them. Try this.
And the bands I'm mentioning today, like, to me, that they're like mainstream, but every time I mention them to somebody, they're like, no, I've never heard of them.
Yeah,
that just blows my mind.
Yeah, it's so scattershot. Like I said, that's why we're doing this so you can focus Here's one taste of them. This is the taste that I want you to have.
Yeah.
Not this, not that, but this taste right here.
Yep.
And I think that works. Well, at least we'll see if it does. I'm going to go ahead and mention another band now, and I'm going to break my own rules.
Oh man.
Yeah, because I want to make y'all do all the hard work.
Now
and
I'm
then
going to redo my
do the
list.
easy shit. Yeah, it's just no. This is a band out of the Houston area, and when I first heard them, to me they sound like Green Day, very much so, and that's 307 Departure. And the song that I freaking love by them is Nowhere Land. I love that song.
Huh.
I could hear it a million times over, and I love that damn song. And yeah, so
Broke the rule.
I broke the rule.
Damn it, Doug.
See, I was saving that for me. I wasn't gonna let Jordan just easily take that slide. He's my buddy.
That's why you said that.
I
Yeah, he's
know.
my buddy. I'm gonna
totally
hug my buddy. Hey, he wasn't gonna pick y'all. I did though. See,
You
I'm
totally
the good guy.
set us up to fail, man.
No, but no, that song. I mean, they have some other really good music, but that song by them is fantastic, man. I just love the way that song sets up.
What was it again?
Nowhere Land.
Nowhere
And, oh,
Land.
by the way, that is NOWHERELAND all together. It's if you look up 307 Departure, Nowhere Land. I think that's the name of the album too. But that one song in particular, listen to that song.
And they're a Houston band, but 307 is the area code for.
Wyoming. Yeah, they're originally out of Wyoming and they moved here.
Yep.
They were stranded by
Jordan and his guys have been out there, right?
Yeah, they've toured
A
together.
couple times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
Yeah, and I like
We
their
love going on
I love their
albums.
when they collaborate. In fact,
Yeah.
they got together on the stage at the farmhouse thing, which I could not go to because I wasn't it the day I got yanked. Yeah, I did. No, I was waiting to get it done.
Yeah.
Yeah, at the dentist. That was real fun. But yeah, they got together on the stage that night and played together. That would have been really nice to see.
Yeah.
I went to it last year. But anyhow, that's my song. Jordan, what do you have for me?
All right. Well, real quick, just because we were on the subject of 307, I just want to throw this out there. Anita P from them, that song gets stuck in my head probably more than any other song.
Yeah, and it's not when they do use the connotation I need to pee, but no, it's Anita, like ANITA, Anita, the name Anita,
Yes.
and then P.
And then
Oh, wow.
P period.
Yeah, like initial, like Anita Pearson was her name. No, it's Anita P. But yeah,
That's funny.
but Anita,
Yeah.
that does get stuck in my head a lot too. I love that song as
It's
well.
just so freaking catchy.
It is.
so
That's what it's
catchy.
about, man.
In fact, I wonder with them, and I'm sure it's with Jordan, but did they throw that together themselves, or did they use a pro? I mean, that was pretty crafty. That song.
So they've had some other help.
I know
right?
they were working with Danny Saber around that time, I want to say.
That's right.
Remember that they were working on that song? So I don't know for sure. I guess that'd be a question for them.
Yeah.
I have never asked. I'd be curious.
Oh, I guess we'll have to ask them when we bring that.
Yeah.
Since we'll probably have we'll have one of them on for this session, but then tell them they can't pick a local, then do like I did again,
Then
backstab
totally
them.
jack up the rules.
Lucid
love it.
Illusions. Yeah. Go ahead, Jordan. What you got for
All right.
us?
Well, all right. So ironically enough, it is actually a local band, but I really want to highlight this band not because they're local, but because genuinely I think the music speaks for itself. Their music just has either a good message or a fun message, and their songs are catchy, they're interesting. Their recordings, all in all, for the way they did it, are also really good. There are some of their songs where the vocals, you can't quite hear them in the mix because they did it all in-house. But if you want to find like genuinely good music and you can look past a little bit of that kind of stuff with the mixing, $1 Million Red.
Yeah,
They are
I will
a
agree.
fantastic band.
Is that a local? Is that a
Oh,
band?
yeah.
I've never heard of them before.
No, he's very, very
Yeah.
talented. The singer
Yes,
definitely
very talented.
has a gift. Yeah.
Okay.
Now the
Oh,
whole
yeah.
band
He's
together.
got a
it's
gift for
good.
writing.
And they have music out and about. It's online. How long have they been together?
Yes. I
I don't
want to
recall.
say a year or two.
And they're from
At
the
first,
Northeast, I believe.
they were playing. Yeah, originally they kind of moved to Texas to start the band.
And I think they met in college, from what I understand.
We have a couple that your boy in Austin has the same thing. They moved from the Northeast to start a band here.
Well, I'm talking like way
Kinetics?
northeast. I like Connecticut.
Yeah. No. Remember the band we talked to, Kinetics?
Yeah.
Remember he was from, where's he from, like Connecticut or something?
I think so, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, $1 Million Red is very good. I saw them by accident. One night I just rolled into the BFE and I was like, whoa. And I started like videoing him because I was like, who the hell is this kid?
Yeah.
He was just so good.
Yeah.
Vocally, he sings like he's a standout, for sure.
Oh, his vocals are amazing.
It's amazing.
And so from what I understand, he doesn't have as much like time. Let me rephrase that. He doesn't have as much experience as a lot of other musicians that I've met. Like he's only been doing this for a few years, from what I understand. It's kind of something that he just picked up. I want to say in college, if I remember correctly.
I think that's what I heard.
With him. It's just a natural gift.
But what I got from him immediately was emotion, and that's something you can't train anybody for. You just have it or you don't.
Not. And that's something that I think music is all about. Music is about being able to depict emotion out of people, or portray a certain feeling through sound.
Yeah, he has the vocal and he has the emotion and he delivers it just brilliantly.
What song are we talking about?
His name is we're talking about What a Day. I think that song is very brilliantly written. It's one of those songs that almost has like an A section and a B section. So like the A section, you've got verse chorus kind of thing, and then it's almost like an extended outro, I guess, at the end. But it's just a phenomenal song. Lyrically, it is brilliant.
I haven't had a chance to listen to the album.
I love that song.
I'll have to check it out.
It's actually become one of my favorite songs.
Cool.
Okay.
Very, very good song. And the lead singer's name, by the way, his name is Jordan Ramos. Just because we were talking about it, I want to make sure to throw his name out there.
Jordan Ramos. Okay.
Yes, Jordan Ramos. Very, very talented individual. The whole band is very talented, but I mean, yeah, the dude can write. The dude can sing.
Yeah, he wrote a song about an aunt that had died, and she had kind of struggled, I think.
Wow.
And I was like, man, I was hit. I felt that.
That's pretty deep. Yeah.
I was like, yeah, that's pretty awesome.
The dude's talented. Dude's very talented.
What about if we got Mr. Lane here, that guy, and we got Framing the Red Jordan? We could put them together and have a band called the Jordanaires.
Could you imagine?
Yeah.
Jesus.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Sorry, bad
That's
joke.
funny.
I know.
The Jordanians.
The Jordanians. See?
Yeah.
I've met that Jordan as well once. He was a cool guy.
Jordan
cool
Newman?
Guy.
No, he's awesome.
He's a good guy.
Yes.
Very good guy.
Okay. We're on to you, Rob.
All right, man. So since y'all just dropped that one, $1 Million Red, I'm gonna go. And you said you said the guy sang real high, the other guy. So I'm gonna go with Nothing But Thieves.
Nothing But Thieves.
Okay.
Out of?
It's an English rock band.
Okay.
Out of the UK. And I would say anything off their Broken Machine. Of course, they've had a couple releases after that, but man, anything off Broken Machine is just amazing.
Okay. You want to pinpoint anything in particular?
Any particular song?
Yeah.
Oh my God, there's so many good ones. I mean, Broken Machine itself, the title song, it's just amazing. But they have Afterlife, number 13. I'm Not Made by Design. I mean, I'm talking everything. And this guy, I think he struggled a little bit with addiction and some mental issues. But man, that all comes out in his vocal, and he sings real high. So you kind of, when I first heard him, I thought it was a woman singing, But no, he sings that high.
Nice.
And his delivery is just so like haunting sometimes.
Okay.
That's a great word.
Yeah, the Particles that song is just haunting. Because you could feel his emotion.
Right.
So Anybody
I know
that's
exactly what you mean when you say that. That's
Yeah.
that's a great way to describe
and
it.
if you've ever dealt with addiction or known people that have had addiction, which I think everyone has, right? And at one point or another in their life, particles is like it hits you. Sure.
Good deal, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, and once again, make sure both of y'all text me what you've introduced today, because then I'll put it up. Plus, I want to listen to it myself.
And
man.
they're like one of
Yeah,
the top,
I've already texted it to you.
and they're
Yep.
like one of the top bands in the UK for rock, you know.
I'll be damned.
And I think the Muse actually put them on stage, opened up for them, and I think after that it was like, you know, blowing up.
Okay.
Yeah.
I likes that, man. Jordan, we're back at you again.
You didn't go?
Oh,
Oh,
no, I'm skipping
don't
on
you have to
purpose.
go again?
No, I'm skipping on purpose.
Oh, he's waiting. Okay, he's gonna drop a big
All
one on
right,
us.
you're in charge.
Allegedly.
Okay, so the next one that I want to highlight is a band called Flip Turn. I honestly do not know much about them at all. I really don't. I've only listened to their stuff a couple times at this point. They're still pretty new to me. But there's this one song that I heard. I don't even remember how I discovered it. But when I heard it, I was just taken back by it because the style of recording, it sounds so old. But I mean it in like such a great way.
Yeah.
Because you know, modern bands, they're always trying to strive for like perfection, and they tune all their vocals and they play into, you know, a computer instead of real amps nowadays. And this band just did the total opposite. At least that's the way it sounds.
They're indie rock.
It's a very raw recording. Yeah, I would say they're indie rock.
Yeah, they're saying they're American
It's a
indie
very
rock
raw recording.
out of Florida.
Okay.
Out of Florida. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I want to say this is also one of those bands where I thought the lead singer, well, because Foxy Shazam, I saw them live, so I knew that the lead singer was a guy. But with this band, I actually thought the lead singer was a female at first.
Wow.
And I was driving, and my wife was in the car, and we were listening to them, and she looked it up for me. Apparently, it is an all-male band, or if there is a female, it's not the singer.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember.
That
was just one of those things that shocked me a little bit. He's
say
got a great voice. And then, go ahead.
They do have a Madeline Jarman on the band.
Okay, yeah.
So maybe.
And I think she played bass.
Let's see.
Mama played fiddle. Me and little brother joined right in.
It doesn't say, I don't think. But interesting, yeah.
Jordan will never get
Yeah,
that
well,
joke.
regardless, I thought this song they have called Nickel.
She is on bass.
Just a brilliant song. Okay, cool. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's just a great song. And again, this is also kind of one of those songs, ironically, that it's almost like an A-B kind of thing where you've got the verse, chorus, and then you've got like almost like a whole different song at the end.
Yeah.
And actually, like the second half of the song, it reminds me of what's that? Mr. Blue Sky by ELO.
ELO, yeah.
It kind of reminds me of that song a little bit. But yeah, it's just a great song. It makes me feel good whenever I hear it. And ironically, what they're talking about in the song, it's, at least to me, it doesn't sound like something that like should make you feel good. And that's one of those things that I also love about music is how, you know, it doesn't necessarily have to be just about the words. And music can be deceiving and deceptive sometimes. And I feel like this is one of those songs. But all in all, just a great song that I thoroughly enjoyed. I really dug that they went old school with the recording, and just great all around song in my opinion.
Very cool.
Very good. Rob?
Oh, you're really gonna wait?
I'm gonna wait till last. I'm gonna start and finish.
The rule bender.
That's right.
All right, so I'm gonna go with one that I still tell people about because I'm infatuated with them, and still hardly anyone's ever heard of them. So that's Phanogram out of New York. It's a duo from New York. They kind of do the whole electronic thing, but their music's so freaking cool, and it's electronic music, but it hits so hard. It's hard to explain. But I like that they use different drum sounds for different songs, and they have all these little things in it. You know, a lot of synth stuff. But to me, the way I see it is, and I know like Jordan will probably understand this, but like when I look at a building, I see something. You know, maybe somebody else just sees a building, but I always see something else in that building, you know. I see shapes and colors and stuff like that, you know. I think creative people do that, right? When we look at something or hear something, we always make something else out of it, you know. That's just the way our brain works. But when I listen to Phantogram, you understand, right?
Oh yeah,
we're not mental. It's just who we are. But Phantogram takes me like to this place, and it's like, and she's real deep too. She writes a lot about one of her albums was about her sister who had committed suicide.
That's right. You told me a little bit about that song. I remember.
Yeah, but they both kind of write about it. You know, he wrote one song about, you know, suicide, kind of dying on the floor thing. Just really, really deep lyrics. The way they write their lyrics are just so crafty. But the songs, man, and I hear them when they play them. I hear them how I would play them on my guitar, and that's why we play a lot of the Phantogram songs.
Well, what song in particular by them?
I like that.
Well, they have a new one out. You know, it's called Jealousy.
Okay,
and I think that one hits pretty hard. You know, that's 2024. Okay. But man, they have quite a few albums. I think
I know,
4 or 5 at least.
We got to give them that taste on that spoon. So that's the one you want them to try, Jealousy.
I mean, that's a new one, but man, check out all of them because they just, you know, album 3 is just awesome.
Okay,
it's one of my favorites for sure.
All right,
I got one for you. We've talked to these guys before, and of course they had an existing band, and then one of the brothers left, and they started new with a new name, which is, man, that's a lot of. I would have been fine with them keeping the old name, but man, that took a lot of guts to do what they did. It's the Lonely Ones. Huh. And we talked about that song a little bit before. It's, if you're going to listen to something, they're based out of Cleveland. If you're going to listen to a song of theirs, listen to One More Time Around. It's very melodic. Mm-hmm. They have some good rock stuff in that band, but I love that song because that's the song I wanted to learn to play on cello, and it is just like Jimmy told us when they wrote the song. The instruments are almost like they're like a chorus singing, you know, and it's very nice. And that song in particular, it's a 2023 release. One More Time Around is a great listen, and cool. I think it's very unique. And,
the Lonely Ones.
The Lonely Ones.
Have we had them on?
Yeah,
we did, huh?
Yeah, we had Jimmy Tolan on with them.
Man.
The guy looks like he's out of New Jersey, New York, and he's actually from Washington State.
Okay.
But yeah, that's it. That's what we wanted to talk about today. I have some more stuff.
Man, I could do this all day. Like,
oh yeah, I do. But
I'm sure Jordan can too.
That's why I didn't want to. I didn't want to just throw it up at a wall. I wanted to be very specific. Listen to this song. Here's your intro in.
Yeah.
And where you go from there, you know.
My brain does this all day. Like last night I heard a song, and I told Spring, I was like, that reminds me of the Hooters. Do you remember the Hooters? And she's like, no.
Yeah.
Do you remember the Hooters, right? They always had like the little mandolin. And every time I hear a mandolin, it always kicks me back to the Hooters. You ever heard of the Hooters, Jordan?
I don't think I have. No, sir.
Oh, man.
I'm just thinking of a restaurant.
Check them out. I think they're out of. I think they're a band that was out of Philadelphia. They came up in the 80s.
Okay. But
they have some very, very cool. It's just rock. It's not heavy. It's just very cool. Kind of like what your music is. Very cool, just rock and roll music. But they have some good stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. On the way.
I like good stuff.
Yeah. Let's see. They have. Listen to 1985 Nervous Night record. That was one of the big ones.
On Sundays when I'm my listening on Sundays is a lot different. Like I usually.
Because it's like church day.
Yeah, I like a little slower pace than my heavy stuff. I'll listen to some country. I'll listen to.
You listen to country?
A little bit.
I didn't know that.
I like the Red Dirt stuff. I don't like a lot of the new stuff, but some of it I do. I like, you know.
Same.
And I almost tradition. I always listen to the Chris Christopherson song. But I listen to the Johnny Cash version of Sunday Morning Coming Down. I almost always listen to that song, and But of all things, I was listening this morning. I was listening on the way here. I was listening to the two versions of the song. The House of the Rising Sun. Of course, the original. It's a song that it's timeless. Like it could have been made,
Yes.
A week ago.
Yesterday.
Yeah. And then I love the 5 Finger Death Punch version of that song as well, man. And just because his voice does a great job on that song. I hear some complaints about him, but I think on that song in particular, it's fantastic. And my Sunday listening is usually a lot different. Like I'll probably go home and I'll probably listen to "Sweet Thing."
Man, I'm all over the map all the time too, man.
Jordan knows what I'm talking about.
I'm the guy that wanted the biggest box of crayon colors.
Yeah,
I'd have to have everything.
Yeah, you listen to a lot of different
I listen
shit.
to a lot of stuff. Yeah.
Rob listens to a lot of stuff. He likes electronic stuff, and he is a sucker for the female fronted band.
I do, because it's a balance thing for me.
Yeah.
And that's
Whatever
why
it
I
is.
even like bands that have the higher vocal for a male.
Yeah.
Because I don't really care for the grungy vocal.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, let me do the grungy vocal on my guitar, right? That's what my guitar's for.
Right.
And the bass, you want the bass to be just have a lot of bass. I love bass.
That's
right.
I almost love
needs to
bass
help
more than
carry the
guitar.
song.
Yeah.
the two things, because we always talk about them hand in hand, 307 Departure and Lucid Illusions. I think the thing that I like that stood out about them compared to a lot of bands in town, and man, look, there's some bands in town like 12 Years Driven and stuff that I just fucking, love that hard rock aspect. But
But Lucid, it's funny that Lucid Illusion and 307 play all the time together, but I view them as two different
they are
styles
different
of bands.
but they have their own unique style, man. They are very
They're both very different for me.
yeah.
When I hear them, I hear something completely different
Like when
from
I
each
heard,
one,
Thank you.
which is good, I think, right?
yeah, like I said, when I heard
Oh yeah, that's what you want.
Yeah.
when I heard Lucid the first time, I was almost, is there a little ska, or whatever, because they have a little bit different sound of what they do, and it's totally different than anything else that you're gonna mainly hear, and it's very brave, but it's also very visionist to see that if we sound like everybody else, we would just be like everybody. Why not?
Yeah.
Why pick us? But yeah, I think it's very different.
Thank
That's
you.
a good approach. But we'll talk more about Lucid Illusions on another podcast. Maybe somebody will bring them up. But no, yeah. But what were you
Never know.
what were you
Never
gonna
know.
say? What were you gonna say, man?
About
For
Lucid?
me,
Yeah, you boy.
He's
me
a
as
man.
Jordan.
Yes.
He's got babies now.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
he's doing a. Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I mean, well, you weren't going to take the thing. I was like, well, I'm not just going to sit
Doug
here.
likes to talk, man. You know it.
Not going to just sit here and have radio silence. No,
Right. Okay. No. Fair enough. No, I appreciate the words, and that's kind of the goal. Is you don't want to be the same as everyone else, because you're trying to sell a product that's already made.
Right.
That's a way harder market to get into than to create something new.
Right.
And that's kind of the goal of what we're trying to do. And granted, to me, it doesn't really feel that new, because it's like it's the sound that I want to hear out of bands. That's kind of the way I would describe our sound. But to most people, it seems like it's almost like out there without being out there. And I don't know. It's just, it's definitely different music, but it's also very familiar,
It's
And
different, but
I would
I think
encourage anyone that
y'all,
listens to us to kind of keep that in mind.
yeah, each one of y'all guys, like when I first saw y'all were at the live at Bill's, and it's like I could feel your spirit before I even met you. I could feel what your spirit was from each one of you, and it was like I was like, man, these guys are gonna make people feel good, just because I can tell who they are by what they were playing and the way they were moving, the facial expression, everything.
And I love 3-piece bands.
That's the goal.
I love 3-piece bands. I always have. I mean, like I said, Rush and Triumph.
But when you can do that, when you can convey your emotion and your spirit from where you're standing and outward, then you've got nothing to worry about.
Yeah. And then plus with that band, Lucid Illusions, I mean, they are very versatile. You can say, hey, let me put this piece here, and I'll put this piece here. You play that instrument or song. They're very skilled, man.
Yeah.
You know, they're very. It's a sin to to have that much skill. I remember the first time I saw them, I was like, wow, who is this band? Plus, I learned that same night at Acadia RIP that they were Jordan and his family were Katrina's.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Transplants.
yeah.
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 We were indeed.
I'm a sucker for music that makes me feel.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we all are.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, that's kind of the whole point of it.
That's
right?
the point of it.
If you're not able to do that, then why bother?
Well, some artists create just to create, and it's their own thing. And sometimes people don't get it because they don't translate to them. So sometimes artists can be just way the hell out there.
Well, I'll also give. There's a few artists I know that do this, and I'm sure a lot of them have done it, but a lot of them don't. Lucid is one of those bands that will medley another song into one of their songs. Scotty does that as well.
Yeah, I love that. It's awesome.
In fact, Scotty and them and Lucid both medley the same song, Another Brick in the Wall.
It's a good way to bring your audience back, if they get a little stale out there.
Yeah,
and you're like,
just in the middle of that song, we just all of a sudden go to this and start playing it.
Yeah, it's like slapping them in the face,
Yeah.
It's like, hey, pay attention.
And that's kind of the whole point of covers for
sure.
an original band,
For sure.
But the good thing is, though, you didn't just play it by itself. You put it in the middle of one of your songs, and and then they listen to your song, and then, hey, man, let's get re-excited in the middle of this song, and then, okay, let's go back.
Like George said, that's the point, man.
Yeah.
Just to keep people
engaged. It's either meant to hook them or keep them hooked or engaged. Exactly.
Yes.
Sure.
And, before we end today, I was going to say that there is an acoustic set by Lucid Illusions. Will this be all three members?
Yes. It will. Yes, it will.
Because I'm not paying for just two or three, Connor or somebody staying home. No. Yeah, I think I'm actually going to go out and catch them next weekend. They're playing, and it's just...
Well, we would love to see you.
It's going to be in not too far from my home, so it's going to be in Magnolia.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're doing a little simple. This is an offbeat thing. Isn't it a friend of somebody that owns a pizza place?
Yeah, so I've got a friend that I've known literally since I was 10 years old. Wow. And long story short, we just keep reappearing in each other's lives throughout all these years. And now Connor's friends with him, and Donovan knows him. And his family opened up a pizza restaurant recently, but they've got like this upstairs lounge type bar area.
Wow.
And it's got like an outdoor patio and whatnot. And so we've done this once before, and we just bring acoustic guitars and a cajon, and we set up a couple speakers, and we just play outside and just have a good time. It's not meant to be anything big, and I don't even think that it costs money to get in. I think they just ask that we give them some business.
Yeah. Buy some pizza.
But exactly. It's something for us to just kind of keep it fresh and also be low key, because when we're doing our normal gigs, it's like we have to be up talking with everyone, and you can never ever say hi to everybody. It's really impossible.
Yeah, this is a nice break for you.
That's much more intimate. Yeah, exactly. And there's not any like serious equipment that needs to be lugged around.
Yeah.
It's just an easy thing for us to have a good time, make some music, and enjoy the company of other people.
I got you. I'm going to try and make that out. And can you do me a favor?
Sure.
When you see Donovan next, whether it's at work or just randomly speaking to him, tell him I said, see you on the other side, brother.
Okay.
Now,
I'll tell him.
Neither one of y'all are getting that reference.
No.
Then you'll just have to Google. You'll have to Google Donovan. See you on the other side, brother. And I guarantee you, a bunch of our listeners will catch that.
Yeah, I don't.
But I'm gonna let y'all do it. I'm gonna let y'all deal with it. And when you get it, send me a text and say where it's from. But anyhow, that's it for us this week. Jordan, thank you so much for joining us, buddy.
Oh, thank you for having me. It was a pleasure.
That's fun, man.
And please go check out Lucid Illusions everywhere on social media and on every single platform you can possibly buy music. They owe us new music, but I know for a fact that they're working on new music because I saw Malcolm Springer in town working with them from Nashville. So they must have new
and
music.
He's not the only one we're working with either. We've got several things in the pocket right now. It's just we just need a little more time, but we've got a plan. So
cool.
New music on the way.
That's
awesome.
good, man. These
and
guys,
old music and old music.
Oh wow, good.
I like this.
Release it.
Yes, and we want to thank you for joining us today. Please like and subscribe. It's the Nonsense Chronicles, and we are out of here.
Later.